Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
Better now. Let me just
Good.
take you in. Let me take you
Oh
in.
my gosh, Lord. Hold on, my I have one of those cameras that like follows you, so it's doing this weird
Oh,
thing where it's
oh,
giving me like way too much headspace. See, it keeps like correcting. That's weird. Okay. All right, we'll see. I'm sorry. I
you
think it's just
know,
gonna make me short. I don't know.
you might want to sit on a pillow. I don't know what's
I know.
going
I'm
on.
like, if I sit on the pillow, it just moves again.
Then it's gonna move up. Oh, so no matter what, it's still off. All right. Well, listen,
That's
that's the type
so
of person she is. She got that fancy camera. And as soon as she logged on, I smelled money. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Ladies and gentlemen, well, first of all, before I get into the minutia of the show, hi, how are you?
I am so good, Los. How are you?
Feeling really good, really, really good. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for trusting me with your time.
Hmm.
And just I'm in awe. So let me just put my glasses on because Uncle Los wasn't ready for you to hop on. Like
No.
I was trying to figure out a couple last minute things, but I'm ready. I know, wait, oh, I can see you so much better now. Let me tell you something. I have the vision of an 80-year-old. It's disgusting. Um, anyways, and with that said, I, Carlos Reyes, welcome you, Erica Cobb, to Los's Lounge. The doors are open. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that you can stream the show on your favorite podcast app, or please hit subscribe on YouTube. You know I'm trying to make this show grow, Erica. After
Yes.
4.5 years, I'm doing what I can. Ladies and gentlemen, before we intro, before well, you're already watching and you've seen her beautiful smile. Welcome back to Los's Lounge, the space where bold stories hold I'm sorry, unfold. Laughter flows freely and the truth doesn't need a filter. I am your host, Carlos Reyes. Yes, I'm looking over here because this is a low budget show, Erica.
Eh,
Work with
li-
me.
Listen, listen. First of all, um, I'm just going to interject on that. I don't want to
Do it.
step on what you're doing, but I want to interject on that. We really have to get out of this mindset of calling our stuff like my little project, my little side hustle. Like there's really
Yes, ma'am.
nothing little about these things. There's no such thing as low budget. I think that is a mindset. I mean, people have become so crafty with resources, and as the resources have become more accessible to people, the things that people are able to do on what used to take humongous, humongous budgets is really a test to creativity, innovation, and the spirit of wanting to be a creator. So, this is what you're doing. We get our reps and we become masters of these things by doing it over and over again. And you are on your journey. You should be very proud, and I am proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. And with that said, never mind that script that I had there, but welcome to Lowe's Lounge. Thank you, Mama. I feel seen by you and Claudia. And speaking of, I just want to say that thank you, Claudia Jordan, because she really kind of just did the layup and just kind of, took it to home for thank you for being here. It really means the world to me. I know you're very busy and you're running your empire and you're just being this fabulous queen. And I just respect you so much. And so thank you once again. I'm gonna say thank you like 50 million
Oh
times.
my gosh, no need. I am happy to be here. I am honored that you wanted me here, and we so appreciate your support. And I am always kind of behind on social media. Claudia is like a beast. Claudia lives on social media. I'm and she says this, like I interviewed her years ago before we teamed up. And she's like, I spend, 12, 14 hours a day on social media. And I'm thinking like I spend maybe 12, 14 minutes a day, if that. Like
Oh,
I'm very detached. And I think it's kind of like a way for me to keep my peace, but I need to absolutely be engaging. So I'm always like, I'm so sorry if I didn't like repost or I didn't comment or whatever. Like I try really hard to kind of preserve that space.
thank you for saying that. And no, you're living your life. You're doing what we should all be doing is putting the phone down. So you're leading by example. So that's awesome. So a big shout out to Claudia Jordan. Before we begin in my minutia of the minutia and the shishishka, I want to dedicate this episode, and this is from the heart. I want to dedicate this episode to Claudia and Shelly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
won't
your
say too much, but
cat.
guys, watch Accidentally Informed, and it's on YouTube. Listen on your podcast app. But Shelly, it broke my heart. I won't revisit it too much. I know. I cried with you guys. I'm a cat dad. She's asleep in the closet.
Mm.
I came out the closet at 19. This heifer want to come go back in the closet. I don't, I mean, so Claudia, we're thinking of you. I adore you, and be with God, Shelly. And then I also, this is really important. I also want to dedicate this episode to the memory. I'm sorry that we're starting like this, my love. Um
No worries.
I'm
No
sorry.
worries.
She's like 2 days in a row. What are they doing to me?
No.
Um to Michael Claudio. Michael is my ex-partner and also a really good friend of the last 20 years. And so I just want the world to know that Michael Claudio was here and he was a Scorpio and he was born November 8th, 1983. And he loved red and black and he loved his reggaeton and his sisters and his mom and dad. And he annoyed the living shit out of me. And I
Mm.
loved him for every minute of it. So Michael Claudio was here. And so Mike, to your family, I love you. I know you're watching and you should be very proud. You motherfucker. I love you. Okay. And
Oh,
with that
bless
said,
him.
welcome to the lounge, my love.
Thank you.
Erica Cobb. I'm sorry. Okay.
No worries. You take all the time you need.
I'm always gonna do that. Then no matter what, like I just it's crazy when when people go so young, right?
Mm.
41 is very young. Okay, so let's have a little bit of fun before we get into my outline that I sent you. So let's the vibe is still good. Come on, everybody. Don't dial
Yes.
out now because it got a little emotional, but this is real life.
Yes.
If your comeback had a soundtrack,
Ooh.
what three songs are non-negotiable on the playlist? And
Okay.
yes, one of them must be by a black female artist. You know we love our black and brown sisters. Come
Well,
on.
that's funny because I was about to, my first one is definitely Level Up Sierra. Um, yeah, when she says my comeback is on 100, like I just got chills thinking about it. I have my comeback gear. This is like my merch. I was like, "Oh,
Hey.
I'll wear my merch on the show." Yeah, I have that is definitely on my soundtrack. Um, It's My House by Diana Ross. It's my house and I live here. Like, I mean, that says
Snatch my
everything.
edges. Snatch all the edges.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Look at I have like goosebumps.
Yes.
I really, there's something happening just so you and your listeners and viewers know, there is something very strong happening in the universe right now. A lot of people are talking about the Lionsgate portal, and you'll notice that the things that you have been manifesting and thinking about, this is why your intentions need to be so clear and intentional because we absolutely have this power and this is just a very powerful time of like beautiful manifestation. So I just keep getting like all of these like things that are happening in my body and I'm like, okay, we're in it, we're in flow, we
Yeah.
are surrendering. So
Yes.
yeah, but then the last song, oh, this is a tough one.
Ooh.
Oh man. Oh, this is so tough. I'm like going back and forth through like okay,
Don't
I'm
let
just
it break
do
you.
Yolanda Adams, The Battle Is Not Yours. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
done. And that's our episode. And the church can say amen.
Amen,
Amen.
amen.
Hey, I
Yes.
want to ask you something as well. And I'm sorry that I seem a little all over the place, but I am going to go by the
No,
structure.
you're
How are your
good.
mom and dad doing? I know you speak of your father often and everything, but how are your parents doing?
My parents are great. Thank you for asking. My mother just came back home from Bali. She does an annual trip with her yoga girlies, and it's like a really amazing thing. Each year they go to a different country. This year it was Bali. My mother is, how old am I? My mother is 73. And
Amen.
so I love that one, she is active and she is social, and she really had to like redefine her life after she retired, and then she relocated, or my parents relocated as well. So she had to find a new community and like all of these things. And we know as adults, even that aren't in, our senior years, how difficult it can be to, find your community and friends. And she has just absolutely killed it in that space. And I am just so proud of her. And my
That's
father,
awesome.
he's a workaholic. So you know where to find him at the funeral home. My dad has had his funeral home for 25 years at this point, and
Mhm.
he loves what he does.
I understand it. My uncle, Garceso Catalino, had one in Puerto Rico. I remember being there
Mhm.
a couple of times in my youth. And I remember playing Battleship, I think, with my cousin Jorge.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I can understand that.
Yes.
Um, all right, well, let's get right into it. Erica Cobb, for you guys who don't know, Erica Cobb has been in media and journalism on TV doing her thing. If I'm not mistaken, at least 20 plus years by now. Now, you had
Mhm.
mentioned that you had interviewed Claudia several years ago. If I'm not mistaken, that was for your pod. You had a podcast before, right? With Comeback
Yes.
TV, and you guys threw
Right.
a party in Denver.
Mhm.
Right? Am I getting this right?
Correct. Correct.
I've been doing some
So,
research. I've been stalking you on Google.
no, no, it's all, I appreciate the research. Yeah, so in 2023, I got my first NAACP Image Award nomination for Best Podcast Society and Culture podcast. Yeah, and that was like very reaffirming because I had started my comeback brand in 2016. And so I've done Comeback with Erica Cobb. There's been several different iterations. And after the NAACP Image Awards, I was like, oh, I can actually do like a live studio audience event. And so I got with my people and I'm like, and by people, I'm saying like people who I knew would thrive in helping me to put this together.
Yes.
And we created an amazing event. And I was going through like, who do I want to talk to? And my first thought was Claudia. Like,
Yes.
I think, I listened to her interview with Carlos King, and I was literally bawling.
Mm,
Like when she cried, I cried. Like I really understood a lot of the chapters and her experiences. And I felt like her transparency was just amazing, especially for someone in her position. And I really wanted to dive into her comeback story because they were talking about, like everything from, her career and all of that. But I really wanted to know, like, what has it taken for her to be in this industry for 3 decades, reinvent yourself in all of these
sure.
different ways? It's just a very fascinating story. So I resonated with her. I never reach out to people, but I did. I reached out to her just to say, thank you for sharing. And she responded, and that was pretty much it. I wasn't like, hitting her up all the time or, and then it's like some time went by before we get to where we are now.
Fabulous, because I was introduced to you by your show Accidentally Informed by supporting Claudia and what have you.
Mhm.
And what I told Claudia too on our episode was I feel like I'm gonna keep looking at the green light to make sure it's on. I want to just do this a little bit just so I can make sure it doesn't disconnect. What I told Claudia was I feel like I'm late to the Claudia Jordan party, but I feel like I'm right on time, right? Like a good book or like a good album, we find it or a song when it really matters the most. Same
Mhm.
thing with you. So I feel like I know there are no coincidences. So with that said, you keep mentioning Comeback, Comeback. Well, that's the name of her platform, her company. She's the founder of Comeback TV Presents. And so in learning about you and reading about you, I know that you had to hit rock bottom in order to really start to rise to the top. And one of those things that I find very relatable, or that any my listeners find relatable, especially my female listeners, are divorce. You talk about divorce. You talk about losing it all. You talked about your father telling you at one point, baby, it's okay. What you wanted at 21, it's okay if you don't want it at 31.
Yeah.
Talk us through that journey and what that was like for you. Give us that story.
So I think what is so interesting about where we are in terms of like society and social media is people can relate now more to my story than ever before, particularly when I was going through it. Like, I don't know if people were just in denial or, some people just aren't really seen in a full capacity of who they are. So it becomes like, oh, that girl was on the radio, like she's like not a person, or that girl was on television, like, they're like a character, and we're just human beings. And what I found for myself was that I had put myself in a position to look and forward face to the world a certain way. And that was everything from my decisions about how I presented myself, my job, who were my friends were, who I chose to be in partnership with. And there was no foundation for any of that. And at the root of it, it was because I didn't really know who I was. And we often build our lives in a space where we're unsure of who we are, but we're growing and we're making decisions based on where we are in the moment. What I want people to be mindful of is that if you are unsure, which is completely okay, we're ever evolving, don't make decisions that are so static, decisions that aren't aligned with perhaps what your greater purpose is. So I found myself in a just a cloud of smoke and mirrors. So when
Mm,
one thing goes wrong and you aren't aligned, then it tends to have this domino effect. So it started off with I lost my job, and then it
mm,
became I'm getting divorced, and then it became I have to file for bankruptcy. Like I'm on unemployment, I have to file for bankruptcy. And so, because I went through all of that in the same season, it really left me with no choice. Either I had to just lay down and play dead, or I had to pick myself back up and redefine who I was and what my life was going to be like. And so
yes.
I made the latter decision. I was going to make a comeback out of this. And the great thing was, I had nothing.
Yeah.
So I
Hmm.
was free. I was free to build, to say the
Yeah,
least.
yeah.
Are you frozen?
You froze up on me a little bit, but I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And they froze you on a good image, girl. Can you hear me?
Oh,
There
there
we
you
are.
are. Yeah.
Okay. Apparently my internet connection is unstable.
Okay. No worries. No worries. We're all
Sorry,
good.
sorry.
We are all good.
We are good. We are
Yes.
good.
Um, so yeah, so I was free to build, and that's what I did. And I stopped thinking about what things looked like and started thinking more about how it
Yeah.
felt in my spirit, in my body, where I want it to be in 5, 10 years. And I got very clear about a lot of things. And that's really was the beginning of my comeback journey. One of the things that I noticed about myself was, my life was a highlight reel, and I was not
Mm,
willing to show the other sides of that. And when I did this comeback journey, it was very intentional to put this stuff out there and invite people to come back on the journey with me. I gave myself a year to do these YouTube videos, talk about what was happening in real time, what the lessons were, what I've learned from it. And I said in the following June, I would have booked uh, a national talk show. And I booked the national talk show that
Daily,
following June, and that was
Daily
the
Blast.
whole thing. Yes, Daily Blast Live.
Yep. I've been watching clips on YouTube and stuff like throughout the week. And I'm telling you, like I went down this like Erica Cobb rabbit hole, and it's fascinating. One of the things that I really love about first of all, You should know and I'm sure you get a sense of this. I'm all in support of women, especially black and brown women. Being a guy who is Puerto Rican, raised in a black household by my grandmother. Shout out to you, grandma. I'll send you the
Mm.
link later when I upload it. Um, from Meridian, Mississippi, Elena Griffin. But one of the things that I learned growing up, not just in the Puerto Rican household, but was the cultural perspective, or at least being able to see a little bit in the lens through the black perspective and that sense of community, history, and what have you. You're a woman who is in media, but you're a black woman who is in media, right? And damn it, man, black women keep getting shitted on in this country, and you got to excuse my language, but I want you to talk to me about your struggle. Did you have struggled? How did you overcome it? Um, do we need to throw shade at anybody's name? I got some friends that know some Santeria. Let me know. We'll work it out. Talk to me about that journey. Yeah, well, we do what we can as Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Look,
no.
we do what we can for our people, Erica.
I hear you. I hear you. I like to say that the ancestors always take care of my lightweight because I find out way later that there's been this energy or some type of like, objective against me. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea, but it was taken care of. And that's the reason why it's important to talk to your people. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yes.
important if you are a person who believes in higher power and the power of your ancestors, you should really be communicating with them, get real right with them, because they absolutely take care of your lightweight unbeknownst to you. Okay. Um,
Mm, mhm,
yeah, that's tea. Okay.
mhm. Clock that.
I'm
Okay.
like, but
Okay.
you gotta get right to be right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, faith without work means nothing. I always hear Charlemagne the
Exactly.
God say that. So,
Yes,
but I'm
yes.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're with you.
No, when we're talking about just the yes, in terms of being a black woman in media, yeah, everything is different for you. And I think being in a situation where I have always been a part of ensemble cast for my entire 25 years. Often I am the only Black person, definitely Black woman. I had a different situation with DBL because there were other Black women who came through the show. But for any time you see it because you're in an ensemble situation, like you notice you're being treated in a different way, whether it's intentional or not. Like the rules, and I grew up in a household that my dad and mom would always say, like, you can't do what everybody else does
Mm,
because the repercussions are so much greater. A really great example of this, I don't want to get sidetracked, but I think it really proves the point. So when I had graduated, but my younger brother was still in high school. He was like a captain of the football team. He was going to Northwestern and
okay.
he became the captain of the football team at Northwestern. So he was doing very well. And that's another thing. When you're doing well as a person of color, that's generally when the enemy wants to come in and, derail you, right? So it's prom. And I went to the same high school. It was historically like this was a type of high school where you would park your car in the student parking lot and there were like Mercedes, like I remember someone got a Corvette, like so there was like a
God.
mixture of people, yeah, but there were definitely, people who had far more resources than others. And this was the type of community where they'd be like, okay, well, we're gonna have a party at this person's house, and the parents would go out and buy the alcohol, that type of situation. Yes, yes. Yeah, the high school that I went to. So anyway,
Sign
my
me up.
brother, yeah, yeah. I wasn't ever a part of that because my parents were very like I was not allowed to do anything.
Okay.
But as the kids came through, they became a little bit more lax. And so my brother ends up at a party after prom. And when someone reported the party because there was alcohol there, and they brought my brother in shortly before graduation and basically threatened that he wouldn't be able to walk because he attended this party. Now, keep in mind, this party probably had 60 kids there easily. But my brother was
I already know where you're going with this.
the only person who was facing a reprimand. How is he responsible for a party at somebody else's house? And how is he the only one that would be in any trouble? Like, make that make sense to me. And that is a number one indicator of exactly what my parents were saying. You cannot do what they do. That's what that means for people in the back who may not understand.
Ooh,
Yes. So,
ooh.
yes, have I faced things that people, may not see, but, we be clocking T? Yes, absolutely. But also, what I'll say about that is I am a very strong candidate. I am very well rounded. I have several tricks up my sleeve to pivot in multiple different directions at any time. That is a survival mechanism. And that's the reason why I'm able to have that because of how difficult it's been. You have to be able to pivot. And that's what that has taught me to do.
Wonderful. Resilience,
Hmm.
right? You personify it, you live it, you breathe it, and you have wonderful skin. Fabulous. Um,
Thank you.
and I'm sure some of those hateful bitches back then are just cracking. They're dusty. They're withering. Their 401k has been shrunk. Trump took their money. Okay, let's. I'm channeling Claudia right now. Jesus,
Oh
shout
my
out to you,
God.
Claudia. Los's Lounge. We're here with the incredible Erica Cobb. We're talking about her journey. What's your first media gig?
My first media gig was actually as an intern at WKSC, which is Kiss FM in Chicago. I ended up just kind of stumbling my way into this opportunity. I was in college. I think I was a sophomore at the time. And I started showing up at this radio station. I had met someone through someone, and they allowed me to intern there. I was there for 3 years, like just hanging out, learning the ropes. I always knew I was going to be in radio. So, yeah, that was very natural.
Oh, I love hearing that. Can I share something with you? So when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I want to go back to multi-speaker. I'm playing producer as well. It's a very elaborate team here.
No, you're good. You're good.
Um, with that said, I oh geez, when I was a kid, I wanted to work in the music industry, and I was gonna go to New York at 19 and be a star, darling, and work for somebody. I don't know. That didn't happen. Thank you, Jesus. But the core of me always wanted to work in radio.
Mhm.
And when I went back to college, I remember one of the ladies was telling me, like, there's no money in this. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I want to be a program director. I want to create something. I don't, because you even said this too in one of the articles, I'll reference it in a second. But when you want to go to work feeling like it's not work, you want what you do to have value. So as I'm talking to you, I feel like I am the student and you're a professor. And so I'm
Okay.
just absorbing. I know that sounds silly, but like for me, this is a big master class as well, too.
No, it's
When-
not silly at all. It's exactly what we should all be doing, to be quite honest. So
Mhm.
it's an honor to be seen that way by you. Thank you.
My pleasure. I say all this to say you come with all this wonderful history, like you've put in the work. This is something that's so new to me in the last 4.5 years. It's a passion project. Yes. Do I want to get picked up by network? Yes, absolutely. I don't want the fame. I don't want the clout. I want the conversations. That's been my motto lately. My question in asking you all this, if you didn't go down the media route and the radio route and all that, what would Erica be doing?
Oh, Lord. I
That was really long-winded. I do apologize.
No, honestly, first of all, stop couching what you're saying,
I'm
okay?
sorry.
Just
Nah.
say what you need to say and let it be. Don't apologize for what you're saying. This is a place of affirmation. Like, say it, believe it, deliver it. Let's go.
Yes, ma'am.
Um,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't I had no backup plan.
Okay.
I said
Oh,
when I was 12 years old, and I've told this story like a million times, but I'll make it quick. Basically, when I was 12, I got grounded for the entire summer. My father is, former military and he's very militant. And he grounded us for the whole summer. And so I would listen to the radio anyway, but I spent a lot of time in my bedroom listening to the radio. And I would always record the songs just like we would do, on the cassette and like hit record. And I had this karaoke machine. And when I kind of like had gone through the entire rotation of songs, I started recording the hosts and then I would mimic what they were doing on
Yeah,
my microphone. And I
yeah.
set up like a whole like this boom here. I had that with the from the what's it called? The laundry, the dry cleaning. You know
Okay.
how the hangers from the dry cleaners have the little rod on the bottom?
Yeah,
My
yeah,
brother
yeah.
and I took those rods and taped them and made a mic stand out of it. So I would have my like little radio studio in my room.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
so, yeah, so I would call into the radio. I would sneak on the phone because I wasn't supposed to be on the phone. And every day I would listen to, yeah, Crazy Howard McGee on WGCI in Chicago. And he had this segment that was called um, the Crazy Hall of Fame, but you had to be over 18 in order to do it. And so I would call and be like, I think you should do a Junior Crazy Hall of Fame. So he made me the president of the Junior Crazy Hall of Fame, and I would do the activation. Like, if you want to call the Junior Crazy Hall of Fame, then call it 594 GCI. And then he would let me like intro like a song or whatever. I did this all summer. And at the end of the summer, I was like, I have to go back to school now. And he's like, you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer. I said, no, crazy. I'm going to be a radio girl. And that was when I was 12 and I knew
Oh,
I was going to be on the radio. Yeah. So
I
I never
love that.
had, there was never another option. It wasn't like, oh, it's this or marine biology, like I
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're living in your purpose.
Mhm.
You're a wonderful example of that. For me, my purpose is I always felt like to be in media as well too. I feel like this podcasting thing really allows me to do, I think I'm good at. I mean, I know I'm fumbling today. I'm all nervous
No,
and
you're
crying.
not.
I know. She said stop doing that, but I'm doing a great job. I'm doing a great job.
Yes,
But
you
I love
are.
to speak publicly. I love to talk about so many things. I love to just talk. Um, let's move on to the evolution and resilience, right? Because you lived through public highs and quiet valleys. So the breaking point we talked earlier was really just kind of everything that you said earlier, feeling like you're at your lowest, divorce and all that stuff, and then you came back. Who was there for you throughout all of that? Let's start there.
Oh my goodness. Well, my mom, like for sure. It's difficult though when you're going through something, especially for like, if you're fortunate enough to have a parental figure in your life and or someone who is that a guardian or shepherd in that way. Like we're aware that if there are people, if we're fortunate enough to have loved ones who are invested in our lives like that, our hurt is also their pain as well, And I never wanted to, it hurt me more to see my mother in so much distress about what was happening to me than what was happening, like that was very, very difficult. So, being more communicative with my mom to just let her know that I was okay or I would be okay was really big. Um Honestly, it's such a weird thing because when you're in a setback season like that, you tend to move with more solitude. So everything just got really quiet.
Yeah.
It wasn't the relationships there were I had far more seasonal relationships during that time, but my number one would definitely be my mom.
Fabulous. Would you say mom was also like a big mentor for you? I mean, I guess every mother is. So let me rephrase this question. Who was a big mentor for you when you were beginning your career?
Beginning my career, ooh. So, actually, there is a media voiceover radio personality. His name is Rick Party. Rick has been all over the place. He was like the voice of like not pay-per-view, but like whatever, like when a Mayweather fight or whatever, he does like those types of things. He was like the voice
Voiceovers
of
and stuff.
BET. But Rick, I grew up listening to when I was like in elementary school. And the first day of my internship at Kiss FM, he was doing afternoons at Kiss. He opened the door for me and introduced himself. And I was like, oh my God, Rick Party, I grew up listening to you. And he goes, don't
Mm.
ever say that because when somebody says that to you, you're going to know what that feels like. And I was kind of like, okay, like it was like so weird. And lo and behold, if in 2017, a guy that worked for the DBL production ran up to me and said that to me, and I immediately, because fortunately I still have keep communication with Rick, I immediately texted him and I was like, oh my God, it just happened.
Yeah, full
It
circle.
just happened. Yeah. Rick was, he also is in the VO space. So I actually went to a VO mastery conference years ago. And I told him, I was like, I don't have any interest in doing media anymore in this way. I just want to, do VO and all of this. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it's over. There's no opportunities. I'm just reconciling with that. And I want to like move another direction. And he was like, or you could do both. And I was like,
Mm.
I hadn't even considered that. He's like, what's the difference? You have a mic set up in your home. He's like, do your VO clients also do radio? He's like, it's all this, you can do this together. And I was like, huh. And like
Yeah.
less than a year later, that's exactly what I was doing.
Fabulous. Isn't it something sometimes it takes for someone to say something? You probably heard that already before from 20 other people, and then it's maybe the way they say it, or they just switch up words, the inspiration that
Yeah.
comes from that, right? I want to kind of bounce around a little bit and get into another little frivolous question. Um, Actually, I wanted to ask Claudia, uh, again, once again, our good friend Claudia Jordan. Claudia, when you watch this, I forgot to mention to you, I have a bone to pick with you, darling.
Ooh,
Well, here's my bone, Erica.
okay.
I have to be with you too, Miss Cobb. I don't know if
Okay.
you guys know this about me, but there's this white chick from Michigan that I love. This little Italian chick named Madonna. She's a new artist. I think she's going to go really far. And I just wanted to know, Claudia, when she was in Dallas, why weren't you at the show? You didn't post anything. I didn't remember you posting that you were sick. Erica Badu had time to go. Erica, did you have time to go to the celebration tour?
She didn't come to me. Madonna, I don't think Madonna, I'm in Denver. Did she come to Denver?
Yes, ma'am, she did. She
Oh,
always
I'm
comes. By the way,
sorry.
my brother lives in Denver. Don't ask
Oh,
me what
really?
part. I never visited him. But
Okay.
Benjamin Jr., shout out to you. He's in Denver. You
Oh,
might know him.
nice.
Oh my God, Benjamin Reyes. He kind of looks like me, taller, not as handsome, but handsome. But he has melanin. So that's life
Okay.
is not fair. Listen, Erica, my grandmother is exactly your color. I'm bald and no melanin. I am paying for my father's sins. This is not
Oh my gosh.
fair.
Lord, stop.
If
Stop
Madonna
it.
calls you and says, Erica, let's do lunch in Lisbon, what topic are you bringing to the table?
Oh, wow.
I mean, are
For
we like
Madonna?
declaring? Are we like a virgining? What are we talking about?
Oh my gosh, what topic? I think the topic would be anxiety. Does she not have any? Like it's amazing. People like Madonna,
Sorry, I'm
not that
laughing
there
so
are
much.
people quote unquote like Madonna, but that type of like just
Yeah.
out there and like really, redefining things early and often it's like that create like that you have to have a certain type of threshold for anxiety to
Or
really do that successfully.
yeah, yeah. Or she enjoys punishment. I don't know
Yeah.
what.
Or she's a masochist, like
So let's do this then. Queen of Pop, Janet or Madonna? There really is no wrong answer because I feel like both of them are the mothers of it all, but apparently it's a
yeah,
thing.
I mean, for anything, if I'm picking between Janet and Madonna, I'm going to go with Janet.
I yeah.
I just if I had to choose, and it would be an easy Janet. First of all, I've interviewed Janet. Um,
Whoa, 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 stop everything
yeah,
right now. The throw the script away.
yeah, I've interviewed Madonna too. Yeah, yeah, her publicist Liz something was her.
Rosenberg.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I've interviewed Madonna. Yeah, I.
This
Oh
entire episode just changed.
my
Jesus, the
God.
14-year-old gay boy in me is he's out, he's living, he's voguing in front of you, he's giving you life.
Yeah.
What were those two women like? What was that experience like?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Madonna was that was a bit complicated. The reason why I remember Liz
I'm
is
not surprised.
because yeah, first of all it was a phone interview. This is when I was doing radio in Chicago, and one of my co-hosts had really messed up like years before. I don't know if it was during the interview or if it was something. And that was like hard because like that was before social media or anything
Right, right,
like
right.
that. Something happened. I think it put our show before I was on the show on kind of like a no-go list. And so when she came out with it wasn't it wasn't music makes the people.
Circa
Um,
2000, November.
then maybe it was, yeah.
Yep.
And so she was doing the rounds, and our I think our music director was like begging, like, we have to get her on. And we got a list of everything, like basically the parameters of how we could conduct this interview. And because of that, I don't remember feeling like I felt more nervous about it than, like really being in the moment. But she was like,
Right.
I mean, I remember her being like witty. She was like funny through it, but it was definitely something where, it was a balance. We were like, yes, very balanced.
Okay.
Janet came in after like literally, I think she said she walked a little bit on Michigan Avenue, which I was like, how? And she was like, yeah, I was window shopping. I was like, what? Uh,
Why is
yeah.
going on in my house? Okay,
Oh
sorry.
no. And she was with Jermaine Dupri at the time. They came in together. Not a huge entourage or anything. She came in and she said, "You were so beautiful." And I was like, "Oh my God, I will never like nobody, can't nobody tell me nothing."
Ew. Ew. Oh my God. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that. You just
Yeah.
blew my fucking mind. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh my
swearing, but
God.
oh my
She is so sweet. Like the most purest, like just radiates positive energy. And like, oh my
face.
God, Janet is amazing. Janet's amazing. You know who else? The trifecta, real quick, who
Oh,
people, I'm always correcting people. Mariah. I love Mariah.
darling, what are you talking about, darling? Darling, I've been rocking
I
with Mariah forever, darling. She's a vibe.
Yes, Mariah was so great. And I used to interview Mariah actually a lot because our music director,
Oh, that's a flex.
yeah, well, our music director is friends with her or was like friendly with her. So yeah, but she treated, and I was like a low person on the totem pole, but she was like very connected, very communicative, like, like, let me see, I just got my nails done. She's like, let me see your nails. It's like, oh, I
Yeah.
love that color. And she goes, but look, and then she shows me a smudge on her finger. And she goes, so Oprah asked me to see my nails and I gave her my hand, but they weren't quite dry. So that's Oprah's fingerprint. And we just both like died laughing. Like,
These stories are so good.
like Oprah's fingerprint and Mariah Carey's nails. And at that time too, Nick Cannon was with her, but it
Is this the
wasn't
beginning?
public. It wasn't
Oh, the
public that they
beginning.
were together.
Oh,
And Nick had been coming in a lot lately because not only I think he had Wild 'N Out, but I think he actually had a song out at the time. So he had
A
come in,
gigolo.
yeah, like three times. And that was the fourth time in like maybe a year and a half that it came in. So I went up to him, not even understanding that he was with Mariah. And I was like, "What are you doing here? Do we have an interview?" Because it was like a weird time. And he was like, "No, I'm just hanging out." And I'm like, "Here?"
Mm,
And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Well, why? Why?"
mm. God, you have got the tea. This show went on a whole, this
Yeah.
episode, I'm sorry, but I am like living vicariously through you. You just flexed beyond belief in my world. Oh, let me come back down to earth. Okay. We have a new segment on the show. In fact, I don't know if you know this. It's called Janet's Judging You. Now, Janet is my cat. And what I
Okay.
asked Claudia last time was I want you to pick a couple of people that we're judging. And we shouldn't judge. The Lord
Okay.
says not to judge, but it's so damn hard.
Yeah.
Breathe. Who are you judging on Janet's Judging You?
Oh, who am I judging?
Mm-hmm. And you got to
Lord,
come at, cause say it with your chest out, sis.
Lord. I have said this publicly before.
Oh God, here we go.
Candace Owen, what is going on? Why? Why? And I hope, and she must actually, what I believe to be true about her on the back end is that she actually does have like a reserve, like a financial reserve. She must, because that's how you act. And that's the type of rebel rousing that you do when it really doesn't matter if it blows up in your face. Like
Okay.
going for, I think it's all a game to her. I think going for the vibrato, staying in the line, staying relevant in the light or the dark, depending on how you're looking at it.
Dark.
But
Dark.
staying relevant or having people talk about you, getting those types of opportunities. I don't think that it's about, I don't think it's about, I think she's financially very secure. I don't think it matters. And that's how she's kind of moving about the cabin. I think it's very destructive, to be quite honest. It makes it harder for women, black women for sure. And she's being, I think people can say she's, doing this on her own or whatever, but like she is an instrument to the oppression from the inside. And
Mm.
to volunteer yourself for that is a different type of spiritual battle that I can't subscribe to.
Would you ever have a conversation with her on a medium platform or just in general?
I don't think I'm the person for that. And
You
that's
don't
come
think you're
up
the person for
before.
that? Okay.
Yeah, because what she does is it's very politically driven.
Okay.
Even if it's not, it's always comes back to political overtones. So it really has to do with whoever is backing or financing her in some way, there's an objective there that she's a part of. And I'm a person that, for 7 years, well, I've battled on the air for years. We've done debates, whether they were pop culture debates or political debates or whatever.
Sure. Sure.
But I need to understand that the person that I'm having this conversation with is going to have an actual conversation and has the same intentions behind why we're sitting at the table that I do.
I
Because I'm a
understand.
very transparent person and what you see is what you get with me. And I don't like to be thinking about what's happening behind the scenes, you know.
Right.
So I
Right.
don't I
Yeah.
don't find myself to be that person.
It's giving very propaganda with her.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's a very, I feel like the purpose is always moving.
Sometimes she says things that are I mean sometimes I've actually found myself agreeing with her
Well, a
on
broken
certain
clock
things.
is,
But
right twice a
oh
day.
oh
what it is.
Jesus, Joseph, Mary. Okay. I love it. Can we talk about how, well, first of all, I'm judging Wendy Williams conservator, and I've been saying this to every episode, Erica. I've been screaming with my chest out. I'm like scratching at the window, tits out in the wind. Free Wendy Williams. Sabrina Morrissey. It's one thing to be white and not moisturized, but it's a whole nother thing to play colonizer in 2025. The black woman is the most disrespected woman in America. This is another example. I'm sick of it. The woman's inspired me. I'm sure she's inspired you in media. We take our people for granted when they're not on TV, don't we, or when they're not around. Free
Yeah.
Wendy Williams, man. What are your thoughts on that movement, on her contribution to media and culture?
Well, Wendy is a pioneer, we're talking icon on every level. I think what Wendy's legacy, a part of Wendy's legacy will also be how this is going to sound like, come with me on this journey. It's going to sound a little strange, but
Absolutely.
we'll get there. So there was a time, and I mean, it still happens, but it was much more prevalent for some of these guys who got these big NBA, NFL contracts. And they weren't supplied with, proper business advising. The groupies are all around. Everyone's using them like human ATMs. There isn't a structure of people that can support them so that they can be the best at what they do without having all of these extraneous events happening
Right.
outside the house, right? And as a result, people started to become more proactive. There's support systems for, people who are going to be coming into these spaces, making this type of money seemingly overnight. People now you see like Dwayne Dwayne Wade or LeBron James, and they're businessmen because
Right.
that structure was in place for them. And now you're seeing them do something completely different outside of the court because they were supported. Wendy is a part of a culture that there was no support for her. And a part of her really kind of like personality and vibrato was kind of amplified because of that. Like when I think about my early days in radio, a big reason why I got my first big break where my name was on the actual show for the morning show in Market 3, and this is like the number one heritage station. We have like 1.8 million listeners a week or something like that. This is high times of radio, right? And a big part of the reason why I was booked for that show was because I was a bartender, cocktail waitress, and I went to school and I had gone to college in the city. I knew all of the movers and shakers. I was the one that, although, my co hosts and stuff were bigger names, I was making the phone calls to get them into the hot nightclub. If Kanye at the time, when he was, Kanye 1.0, if he's performing at, yeah,
Sorry.
if he's performing at underground and there's only 200, the capacity is 200 people, I can get you into, that was how I was moving at that time. And so a big part of that was what they wanted. They wanted me to talk about those things on the air, be girl about town, all of this stuff. But the problem with that is now I'm burning both ends of the candle. Like I am out at the nightclubs. I am, exposed to all of these things. I am not sleeping. I am not working out. I am not taking care of myself. My friends have become people who are clingers on. They do not have my best interest at heart. It's all about what I can do for them. And the best way to really have that confirmed is lose your job because you'll find out really quickly who's there for a good time versus who's there for a long time. And so that's all to say there was no support for Wendy. And Wendy was carrying everything on her back. And I think even people who really loved her and want want the best for her and continue to want the best for her, wasn't able to get in to help her in the way that she needed, because by the time that she became sitting in the chair on television, Wendy, ain't nobody gonna tell her nothing, because there isn't someone that she can look at that has lived through these experiences to even start to have the conversation about how do we take care of Wendy. So what happened to her is really a cautionary tale to anyone who is thinking about moving, is particularly in forward facing roles in media spaces. You really have to think of your life and your team as a board of directors. As like, I have more people in my life making my life work now than ever before. And that's helped me to amplify, my finances, my profile, and my mental health. So it's a very interesting dynamic, and I don't feel like Wendy had that, and that's what we're seeing.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my goodness. I'm getting like chills because it's crazy. You said this before on Accidentally Informed, which is on every Wednesday night. Please don't forget to hit subscribe, and also on the podcast app where we'll talk about her other endeavors as well too. How are you on time, my dear? Because I want to go by
Yeah,
your schedule. I know you're very busy, so
yeah, I'm good to 4:30.
okay. So like another half hour is that, or yeah, okay. So I'm an hour and okay, yo,
Yeah.
got you, perfect.
Oh,
Okay,
sorry
sorry, I
for
had to
the
figure that
yeah.
out. No, it's okay, it's okay. Um, oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh no, Wendy. Oh no. Oh no. You said on Accidentally Informed, Kanye's free, but yet she's, locked up in her luxury prison as she's mentioned. It's crazy that we live in those times, right? So we just want to show our support once again. I'm always going to say that, and I'm sure you guys will continue to as well. On your show, one of the things I cannot miss, and I'm looking at it right now, so I'm going to skip a section because I think this is far more important. I have a lot of women who watch and support me. I have a lot of women who love the show, and they're going to resonate with this next topic. And if I'm overstepping my boundary, please shut that shit
No,
down. But
it's all good.
I would like to know your story, your journey on the maternal side, because you've been open about this and what have you, struggles and whatnot. So I don't want to spill too much about it. Where would you like to start if you could share your story and really empower women as well?
Yeah, no, and I appreciate this question. I was decidedly very transparent about my fertility journey. A part of that was that I was on a national talk show every single day, and I was kind of getting sick of people congratulating me for being pregnant when I wasn't.
Oh,
Um, yeah.
sorry, something just fell in the background.
Oh,
Um, Mike, is that you? Are you here with us, Mike? Mikey, fix it later. Okay, go
I mean,
ahead.
and at that time too, it's like, okay, yeah, that could have been for both of us.
Oh my Lanta.
Um, Yeah, so I was just people, obviously I was changing physically and you could see it. Um and I because of, when you're doing IVF, which is what I ended up needing to do, it turned out that I have a pituitary adenoma, which is a tumor on my pituitary gland, so a tumor in my brain. It's benign, thankfully, and we monitor it, but that's all that was also a part of my fertility issues, because that's responsible for things like uterine lining, breast milk production, things like that. And then also I found out that my fallopian tubes, there was no pathway. So there was no way for the sperm to get to the egg naturally. So that became an IVF journey. And I just turned 41. So I'm already older to really try to start a family. But I tell people, like, listen, this is a totally new day. And when I tell people that I'm 44, like, I mean, you can be it's not, to me, it's not about the age. It's about like what is your internal clock really doing? Because I know women who are in their 20s and their internal, like what's happening internally isn't what's happening for me. Like or I could compete in that way, So I was kind of
Yeah.
like, all right, cool. Like, I work out, I take care of myself. Like this sucks, but I'm just gonna go ahead and like move forward. And I did 3 rounds of IVF and I did 2 transfers. And unfortunately, around this time last year, I lost both of those pregnancies. So this year was the reason why I decided to do Fertility Unfiltered, which is on my original podcast, Come Back with Erica Cobb. And we did a
Okay.
4-part series with Abby Phillip from CNN, Colton Underwood and his husband Jordan.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
also talked to Onika Raymond, and who's a travel journalist, and I also had a sit down with my husband. And it was really kind of showing different phases of Black maternal health and fertility. And what I'll say about this, because now we are on a gestational carrier track, we are being matched with someone, and we're going through the journey of hopefully being able to have a viable pregnancy with a gestational carrier. And so stay tuned for that. But
Oh,
yeah, so what I want young women and, just women in general to think about, and girls, I should say. Um, I know that like when I was in my early 30s, I did not think that I was going to become a mom, particularly because I was in a marriage I knew was ending. And then once I got divorced, I didn't see myself getting remarried. And I certainly didn't see myself like just being a single mom by choice. So for those reasons, I was like, okay, well, it's not gonna happen. And in hindsight, I'm like, options are the highest form of currency. If I would have just allowed myself to think, like, hey, I don't know what my life is going to look like in 10 years. I may actually meet the man of my dreams who will make an amazing father and someone that I want to like expand and grow a family with. Like, I didn't allow for that. And I wish I would have, because I would have frozen my eggs in my 30s. And I got lucky, like to be honest. 41, I got about I think 40 something eggs. Just for people to understand, they say that you need 30 eggs to basically hedge your bets for a viable pregnancy. So the fact that I was able to get 5 embryos out of those 40 eggs was like literally a miracle. And that's what
oh,
I'm
amen.
very happy and grateful for. But if I could just tell any woman, just find out what your status is, like your fertility status. That's so important. Also, it's not just about the woman. So if you are in partnership and you're having difficulties getting pregnant, have his sperm checked as well, because that is 50% of how we make an embryo, people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the earlier, it's like anything, the earlier you get in, the easier it can be, and the less resource it might take.
Thank you for being transparent and vulnerable and just honest. I know so many people need to hear that, and just even just talking about your own personal issues, in terms of health wise and whatnot. I want you to be okay and happy and healthy. Let's claim it now. Babies, babies,
Yes.
babies, babies.
Yes.
Yes. And
Yes.
speaking of love, I'm not gonna pry. It's none of my business. I stay out of grown folks' business. But I mentioned I smell money. I still smell it. I smell an 820 credit score. I'm smelling bills paid on time. I smell cocoa butter and chicken dark meat because that's what you like, right?
Yeah, I do. I do love some dark meat chicken.
Talk about him. How's he doing?
He's great. My husband, Anthony, we
I
just
wasn't gonna put his
celebrated.
name or anything. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to stay within boundaries.
No,
I'm
I
just
appreciate that. Yeah, he is amazing.
okay.
We just celebrated 9 years married, and yeah, so we've been together for over a decade, and it's just like, I mean, he's my homie lover friend. Like he
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
He's an amazing person. I really feel like the universe, ancestors, everybody just really kind of came together to make this happen. It's like things that you can't explain. Like
Yeah.
I remember the first time I met him, it was the strangest thing because I met him and I remember getting this feeling like right away. And it was like the strangest thing. And I just had like this fondness for this person, right? Like there was like this respect, like, oh my God, you're such a great guy. I tried to hook him up with not one, but two of my friends, not at the same time, but I was like, I'm gonna find this guy. Like, and and that's I'll say this to my friends too. I'm like, that's the type of friend I am. Like, if I'm looking, I'm saying this dude or this person or this whatever, I'm giving you the Erica standard. And I hold myself up to the highest standard. So the fact that I tried to hook him up with two of my friends and then ended up marrying him years later
Oh
tells
no.
you exactly like everything. So yeah, I meet this dude. I just think he's great. Like, oh my God, you got to meet my girl so and so. Like, oh no, that's she started dating somebody. Oh, so and so. Like, I think you should meet this guy. And I said to both of them, he's gonna make an amazing husband, right?
Mm.
So fast forward, I ran into him like on the street corner, like literally, we physically collided on the street. And for some reason, I had this response where I was like, what was
Ooh.
that? Like, what was that about? It was
Ooh.
just very weird. But I was like, in that time, like, I wasn't in a space or situation to be like, hey, let's go out to dinner type thing. So that was like it. Fast forward a couple years later. Um, I'm in Vegas for NBA Summer League. My girlfriend calls me and she's like, hey, aren't you in Vegas? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, she's like, remember my boss, Tony? No one calls him Tony anymore because now I make everybody call him Anthony.
Anthony. Yeah.
But she's like, he's in Vegas right now. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, well, I'm here for Summer League, but I mean, Vegas is a big place, like, of course,
Yeah.
there's gonna be other people. And so she's like, oh, well, he's there for a stag party, but he got there before the rest of his friends did. So he's there by himself. I told him, like, maybe you guys should go to dinner or something. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I text him and I'm like, hey, Nicole said that you're in Vegas. Like, if you want to grab
Yeah.
dinner, I'm just hanging out. And he was like, yeah. So we make plans to go to this Italian restaurant in the lobby. And I laid down and I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I completely fell asleep and ghosted this man. Yes.
So this then led to the Popeyes date?
It led to, yes. So it led to a pool party because he's like, make it up to me, like this whole thing. And I was like, all right. And
I
then,
can't believe
yeah,
you fell asleep in Vegas.
I did. I was so tired. I mean, there was a lot going on at that point,
Oh,
but
I'm
yeah, I fell
sure.
asleep until 6 a.m. and I woke up like panicked because I'm not a ghoster. Like, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to
Yeah.
be somewhere and then just not show up. Like, that's insane. Like,
Yeah.
that's not. So,
Sister's
yeah,
body was tired. Sister needed
I
rest.
did. I did.
And you
Yeah.
said it was we're 9 years in?
So, yeah, we've been married for 9 years at this point.
Married for 9 years.
Yeah.
I love this. Well, you tell him Brother Los over here in Massachusetts says hello.
I
Uh,
will.
hey, I have a new segment. It comes with a song. I don't know if you know this. My father is gonna watch this and say, "Well, there's where the fucking guitar went." Okay. Uh, my guitar playing skills are somewhere between Eric Clapton and Phoebe Buffay from Friends.
Okay, smelly cat.
Thank you. So, on this section of the show, it's called Erica, What Happened to America? Erica, Erica, tell me what happened to America. And I want to know, what. I'm sorry, Ivy, but theolosis. Um, I would love for you. She's trying to come back. You know what? Before we get to that, this is my niece, Ivy. Ivy is the daughter of my younger brother, not biologically, but my best friend, Harry, who is one of the co-hosts, and he designed the cover art of my show as well. So a
Oh
big up
no.
to Harry, a big up to Vicky, and my baby,
Oh
Ivy.
my gosh, she's a
Oh, she's
oh
watching over us right now. She's still with us. That
yeah.
sounds like she died or something. Oh my God, God forbid. We've been talking a lot about death. She's watching over us here now.
Yeah,
Um, I
bless
would
her.
love to know where, right? Because there's so many things that we can pick from everything that the Trump administration they're setting our country back, but everything that they're pulling back, we can start there. We can start with what's going on with crime rates in America, what's going on in the farmer industries where they're losing food. Where do you want to start with the mess that is America? Not America, America.
Yeah. I, you know, I it's this conversation is probably the most difficult for me
Okay.
because I spent again 7 years on daytime talk and we were trending breaking, so we did all politics, entertainment, but like when things really ramped up and um it got very contentious, that was very difficult for me. I spent all of 2020 and 2021 being in the middle of the biggest pop culture, cultural relevant stories, including politics, while we as people, particularly Black people, because it was the largest social justice movement of our lifetimes. We're talking about Black Lives Matter. We're talking
Yes.
about Breonna Taylor. We're
Yes.
talking about George Floyd. We're
Say it.
talking about Ahmaud Arbery.
Say it.
And I have to sit there and cover this as if it's a story that I am still trying to process in real time. And I am emotionally, because we were a editorial show, so we're not just reading headlines. We're absorbing them and then we're talking about our feelings about it. And I was so emotionally raw during those times. And also we're trending and we're live
Yeah.
on broadcast and we're live on digital. So at any point, someone can grab, screen record, whatever, take what I said in the moment and put it wherever. And now all of a sudden, I'm getting hit by people who are either agreeing with me and saying, like, listen to what she's saying. I'm getting hit by the opposition who are threatening me, and police have to come to my home. I'm getting hit by this idea of,
Wait,
like,
wait, go back. You just said something that blew my mind. I'm sorry, my love. I don't mean to cut you off.
no.
Forgive me. People are threatening you and you're having to protect yourself at home? This happened?
Yeah,
Happened?
yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
God. Okay. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
No, I mean, it
Oh,
was,
what?
yeah.
Wait, 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 wait. No. No, walk me through that. Go back. Because what is that looking like and sounding like? Are you getting stuff to your house? Are people knocking?
People are like, so if you get a terroristic threat, especially like in multiple terroristic threats, which was what was happening, then at a certain point, because I was going to, the company I work for being like, hey, so they're like, I'm getting this is what I'm getting. And there were just other indications that I needed to beef up security. Like, yeah, I am like the girl in the fortress. Like, I take security very seriously. It's a very, very serious situation for me. Yeah, absolutely. And it's because think about it. at the height of social justice, and I am here saying everything I need to say with my whole chest and my whole face and my whole name.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
And people are emotional and they are heightened and they are volatile. And yeah, so for as much, as many people who were like, we need you in this space, there were people who absolutely felt like I should have been taken out. Yeah, it was a crazy, crazy time.
Ay,
So
Dios santo.
when I think about that and then, I mean, it's concerning in itself, but what happened was I really needed to take this, like when they said 92% take a break and rest. I don't think that's forever, but I realized I really needed a major reset. Like it was
Mm,
literally running through my body at all times. And it created like a lot of anxiety issues that I didn't even realize I had. And what makes me so upset is like, if you really go through and look at or listen to when these things were being talked about for the first time in quote unquote mainstream media, I was saying, like, there's only one way that this can go. This is inevitable that this is going to happen. And then it just got to the point where I'm like, people either don't care, they want to be a part of mass confusion because mass confusion and chaos creates opportunities for people who are preying on this chaos and discourse. So if you're down and out and you feel like things are unfair, then it doesn't matter if you kamikaze the mission, right? And so you have a lot of people who are just actively kamikazing the mission. And then you have people who believe in false prophets, and there's just a a connection, between them all. And so it's difficult. Like I don't know. I've had these conversations so much that I don't even know how to have a conversation about it
I
as we're
understand.
amidst all of these things right now.
Yeah, and our country has been in such a race war. I mean, let's just face it. And they're not hiding themselves either. Oh,
Oh no, it's very out and
it's
proud.
yeah. It really, really is. I remember watching the Queens of Comedy. I think it was Samora or Dell. Somebody said, my grandmother, do you remember the Queens of Comedy?
Oh
She said,
yeah.
we're living in our last days. Oh, and it always feels like that sometimes. We can talk about that because I can go somewhere else with that. I know we're running short on time. Two of the things, my dear, is that my dear, who am I? My dear. Did I just dear you?
Hey,
This is the part where you just G
I
check me.
liked it.
Shut that shit down. um, Mi amor. Two of the things that I really want to tackle before we end our discussion, right, is okay. So one of the things that I'm an indie podcast, right? So this is really me seeking advice from you and like again that student role, right?
Sure.
Um, one of the things that I face as a challenge as to getting more subscribers, more listeners, and what have you, and really just growing my show. And again, I pray it happens one day. I'm claiming it. One day it'll be signed. I love it. I need you there. I need Claudia there. I
Mm.
need everyone there involved. No, seriously. Um, is the social media aspect, is the promotional aspect, the marketing aspect. I don't have my anxiety is not built for social media anymore. I only have an Instagram. I refuse to do X, Twitter, Facebook. I can care less. So I've always found that as something that's hindered me because I feel like if my reach was bigger, then maybe more people. And even if this show never got picked up, I don't even care. I do it for the love, and that when
Mhm.
I'm not here anymore, Erica, my family can hit play and
Yeah, I
like
love that.
can hit play and keep my name alive. My nephew, who's gonna have a baby, shout out to you, baby boy. You're gonna make me a
Um,
great uncle, you bastard. I feel so old. My Isaiah. Is so that's my legacy. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I work my ass off. I try to live the best life I can, do the things that I can, see Madonna as much as I can, Janet, who I've seen many times live. Um, but I would love for this show to really go somewhere. So again, if it doesn't, I did it for the love. Always remember that. And the fact that
Mhm.
you're here, it means the world to me. So my question to you is, what advice would you give me in terms of growth on the show? And really just try to branch out more. Like I'll take anything I can get. I'm sorry, that's not a really specific question, I guess, but
No, I
go.
want to start by asking you, why is your focus on getting picked up by a network?
It's a dream to be in media. It's a dream to, I know it would open more doors to talk to people about so many things that matter to me. Amen. I mean, I'm doing this already on the show too,
Mhm.
even not being picked up, but I would love to just change my career path completely and devote this full time. Um, it's always been a dream. Not specifically too with podcasting. Ever since I was a little boy, you talked about this with the radio. You talked about stuff like that, and that really resonates to me. That's the kid that I was wanting to just talk to people. But I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, no, I'm curious because I think we need to have a sense of transparency about this as content creators in general. And I think about content creation a little bit more holistically because I was on the board of Meta We the Culture for 2 years. That was the Black Creator
I
Program.
read that. Yep, I did read that.
Yeah,
Yep.
and and so I have interfaced with a diversity of talent when it comes to the creation or creator space. And it's interesting to me when you keep saying, if you get picked up by a network, because you're not acknowledging that you are a network. Like what you're doing right now is the network. You have great editing skills. You're able to book guests. You're able to sit down and do these interviews. You're great at posting, like all of those things. That's what the network is really quote unquote providing you. And I think there are definitely, kind of a little bit of positives and negatives to, if you go network or not. Like Claudia and I are on a network. I'm the network. Like the production company, like we're really the network because Claudia, books the guests and, for the most part, like Claudia has such an amazing relationship with people. And so her being able to like book guests that are relevant in the moment and also just bring Claudia to the table. Then on my side, that's the production, that's Comeback TV Presents. So we have the executive producer and we have the ability to cut the clips and post the things and make sure that
Right.
this is going out. That's a network. That's what you're getting with that. So
Okay.
I do encourage people, if you have, first of all, the idea of continuity, like the more times and consistency breeds credibility. So the number one thing that people tend to miss is that this is not a overnight journey when you're a content creator. It's going back, like by the time that I got and I was on a network for a short period of time, but that was repurposed. um it was repurposed, the shows and stuff, because I basically just took my platform, did shows that were evergreen, that made sense for their platform. But by the time that I got an actual like nomination and stuff, I probably had like 200 shows.
Oh,
Yeah. So you
you
really like,
are the network. Damn.
yeah, you really have to start thinking about that because then like no one's getting an offer, a real offer, like where they can actually provide you with money and not like a rev share based on like a situation that may or may not happen. Is if you already are coming in with a fully baked product. That means subscribers, listeners, like Instagram, social media accounts. you're coming in with the full package. There you basically networks are leveraging shows with one another. It's a collective. So that's what you have to think about. Like that's why it is important what you said. Like you do it because you love it, because you have to do it because you love it. Because that's
Absolutely.
really what separates people who are in it for the moment or in it for
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I could care less about clout. I don't care about fame. We all want to get paid to do what we love, right?
Mm.
But you don't take money with you when you die. That's something my mom's. Oh, mommy, I know you're probably smiling listening because she watches the show. But you don't take your money when you die. So at the end of the day, you do it for the love, and that's just this has opened the door to speak with you, with Claudia, with so many people along the way, and even just to create incredible episodes. Well, at least yes, they are incredible episodes, with variety as the theme. So, wow, what a way to. I needed to hear that.
Yeah. I'm
I
like,
needed
what
to
do you
hear
mean
that.
you're waiting for you do it yourself? I mean, you
You
just
give
have
me
to.
like big sister vibes, sister vibes. You kind of remind me of, I want to give a big shout out to my supervisor at work and friend as well, Melissa Blissett. Incredible, beautiful sister who is highly intelligent. I mean, she's a professor at colleges and as well. She does so much for our city. But you give me Melissa vibes so much. I
Well,
know if you, Melissa, ever cross paths, you guys would just have incredible conversations. So,
I love
but
that.
you give me sister vibes. Can I tell you something? All that nervous energy I had earlier, and right, because I, it went away. Like as we spoke, I just felt like I was talking to one of my girls from high school, and it
Good.
felt like a warm blanket. So thank you.
I listen, I have first of all, I've been doing this like honestly, I've been doing this since I was 12. So that's 32 years. And I have certainly like I can remember just certain times and I mean even in recent years where I'm like am I nervous? What is this? Like I'm getting this feeling.
Yeah,
That's natural. But like at the end of the day, it's like when you said you do it, you're doing it for the love of the game.
yeah.
Anyone who's going to come onto your platform, you know, is going to want to be here. And that's who you want to have on. So at that point, it's all family, it's all love, and we're in a safe space. So that's the vibe that I always want to bring into any sit down that I do. And that's the vibe that people give me back. So, yeah, no, I appreciate that. I get
Oh
it. I
man.
totally get it. Sometimes you're like, why? Let me tell you, just to make you feel better too. You know who really messed me up early in my career when I was doing
Mm,
mornings in Chicago? The
mm.
most nervous I ever was. And I just told you, I have interviewed Madonna,
Ah,
Mariah, Janet. Like, I mean, I've
ah,
interviewed all the greats, right?
yes.
Guess who I completely, like, nearly hyperventilated? Like, I
Don't
was
say
like
Diddy.
shaking. Who?
Don't say Diddy.
Oh, no, no,
No.
no.
Oh, okay. Because we don't have time, but she has a Diddy story. I'm
Yeah,
just saying. We're not gonna get
yeah.
into it. Follow
Yeah, that was
accidentally informed.
early,
Who
early
was it?
on.
Tell me, who was it?
You're never gonna guess, so I'm just gonna tell you.
Okay.
So, y'all know I'm 44, so think about what the hot shows were during that time. I had to sit down with Mark Paul Gosselaar, who is Zach from Saved by the
Zach.
Bell.
Man, listen. I get it. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. But you
It
gotta admit,
was
Slim fucked him up on that episode. He may have hit him. Do you remember
oh
the body slam?
yeah, it
Really? Mark Paul Gosselaar.
I and what happened was because I'm like, this is so inexplicable. Like I don't know what
Freeze up,
happened.
Erica. Did you
And
freeze up?
sorry.
Did you freeze up, honey? Did you freeze up?
Oh, oh, inside. I was like, oh, the screen? No. Like, yeah,
With Mark. I'm sorry.
right. Well, first I started and it was like, it was terrible.
Yes.
It was terrible. And then finally somebody was like, just so you know. And they told me a story. And basically, it was the childhood crush or somebody that you idolized during like childhood. You just turn back into that person. And that literally happened to me. Like, I could not get myself together. And I didn't understand it, but now I do. Yeah.
Oh, oh, thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. By the way, you mentioned him, so and I'm being respectful of your time because we got a couple minutes, but I met Screech, Dustin.
Diamond.
Thank you, thank you. Do you want to know where I met him at? October 2009 at the gay club here in Springfield, Massachusetts. No, no, he wasn't. He wasn't. How you doing? At all. He was in town for a celebrity boxing match with Octomom. He wasn't fighting her, but she was
Oh,
part of the
yeah.
bill too.
Yeah.
So they hit the downtown scene here in Springfield, Massachusetts, and they come into the gay bar, and we're just all like, Screech? He was so cool. So cool, hung out with us. It was awesome. Erica Cobb has been my fabulous guest. I am in awe. I'm in gratitude. Honey, edges have been snatched. I'm giving you, it's all been taken off. Listen, tell the audience, tell the world, where can we find you? You're on all social medias. Tell us, tell us, take us there.
Yes. Well, Los, thank you so much for having me. I have enjoyed this. Very
Pleasure.
proud of you. Sending you blessings and love on your creator's journey. Because it's ever going. Consider it just a part of your portfolio of work, you know.
Yes.
Um, I am on at Erica Cobb and on Instagram, Facebook, and X, although I don't really X at all. And then I am Erica Cobb on TikTok. And you can, of
Yes.
course, listen to myself and Claudia Jordan on Accidentally Informed at 5 p.m. Central on Wednesdays. On
Yep.
Tuesdays, I'm on with the host, the former host of Daily Blast Live. We have a show called Daytime Talk After Dark. That's also on YouTube Live on Tuesdays, and that goes live at 6 p.m. Central. And what else do I have going on? I'm like, I always had to
He
got to
works
think like,
hard
what?
for the money.
Yeah. Oh, my production company, Comeback TV Presents.
Yes.
You can follow us too, and that is we're really we're both corporate as well as creators. But we deal with unicorn clients. So that's meaning if you work for a company that has over 400 employees and they're looking for digital communications and strategy, that's what our company does. So yeah, hit us up.
There it is. There it is. This has been an incredible conversation, an incredible time. And before we go, I do want to read this outro. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Hey, a big shout out to Anthony B, one of the informers as well on the show.
Oh,
Um, and to all the informers. And just like that, another unforgettable moment here in the lounge. Major love and gratitude with the phenomenal Erica Cobb. Thank you for pulling up, opening up, and reminding us all that comebacks aren't just cute slogans. They're soul work. If today's episode made you think, laugh, cry, or hit rewind, then do us both a big favor. Follow the show, subscribe on YouTube, leave a review, share it with someone who needs to hear it. You know how the algorithm plays. And to Erica, the mic is always yours. Come back anytime, literally, please. You and Claudia. Or like me, just, just keep doing your thing and vibing because life is a lounge, baby. We got to just relax in it sometimes. I know it's tough these days, but
that's why
that's
we
my
got to do
story and
it.
I'm sticking to it.
I love
Erica
it.
Cobb, thank
Thank you,
you.
Los. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you for inspiring me and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, my love. We'll talk soon.
Okay, sounds good. Let me know.
Hey,
Hit me up
by
and
the
I'll
way, really quick before you go, I'm sorry,
yeah,
my love. I know you're busy.
no.
Could you do a quick like a drop, like a little like, hey,
Yeah.
this is Erica. Would you mind
Let me
doing
see
that for
if I
me?
can get my what is wrong with why is this doing this? It's
Sis,
driving me
I've been seeing it the
crazy.
whole episode, and inside I'm laughing because we talked about it at the top of the episode. I know. It's okay, mama. It's okay.
It's the weirdest thing because I'm like, I can generally square up. I think it's actually because of my shirt. I think it's identifying the lips.
Oh,
Like it's, yeah,
and it's
I don't
messing
know.
with the
Okay.
level of it. It's
Yes.
okay.
Am I doing like, hey, America Cobb, welcome to the
Whatever. Well,
Los
yeah,
Lounge?
whatever flows natural to you. You know, like a
Okay.
what do they call that on the radio? Like a drop? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bless me.
All right. Sorry. Now I'm like,
Wait, let me get the guitar. Hold on.
hey, I'm Erica Cobb, and you are listening to the Los Lounge podcast. Check that.
Ooh, I
I'll do
like it. I
another
like
one.
it. I like it. I like it. Keep it. I love it. I will be posting
Wait,
this
I'm
into
gonna do one more.
my sincerest apology.
Okay. Hey, I'm Erica Cobb, and I want you to come back to the Los Lounge podcast.
Come back and come back. That's it, Erica Cobb. The episode will be out either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'll send
Okay.
it to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
My pleasure. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.